Hi everyone. Today we're going to be having fun making a Mother's Day card using the fault line method, and I want to give props to Creative Juice with Lonnie. She did a post on Facebook and I was just really inspired by this really cool ripped design. So check her out if you haven't. She's amazing. But for our purposes today, this is the card that we will be making. I found this, I think Lonnie actually also had a color challenge on her site. I went to her site and I just, love her stuff. So anyway, her color challenge was for, this is Summer Splash, Fresh Freesia, and Granny Apple Green. And I thought all those colors together kind of reminded me of the beach. They're just really fun, kind of summery colors. And my mother-in-law actually lives in Florida and she is a beach girl. Grew up here in Virginia Beach, but ended up making the trip down to Florida. She lives in Tampa. Love her. So I thought she needs a cool beachy Mother's Day card. So this method is so easy. You're just gonna need some Summer Splash cardstock, and I used, for our stamps, we've got our She's the Greatest, which is available right now. Highly recommend that. And there's actually one for dads that can kind of work along with that too. And then I also used my Beach Day set, which I haven't used since last summer, but it is still available. This was one of the favorites that they decided, Stampin' Up! Decided to keep around in the current catalog. These are favorites from a previous catalog, but everyone, I guess, really loved them. I know I made a ton of cards with them and I'm looking forward to making more. And then our other papers, I've got just some scraps, Fresh Freesia and Granny Apple Green. You can tell this is the same sheet that I used when I made that one. And then we've got our, this is from Toadstool Gardens. This was a celebration paper that I ended up grabbing, but I just think that kind of, it's like waves and it's like a different take on kind of the sea almost, at least in this card. And then also this paper is called Refreshed Beauty, and it is actually on last chance right now. I snatched this up a little while ago and I did see it is still available. So if you don't have it yet, definitely recommend it. Look at the other side of this. It's really gorgeous, gorgeous paper. So let's get to it. Oh, and then we are using the dies. I can't forget the dies. My little surfboard and stuff. So we'll be throwing all that together momentarily, but let's get started. And first, we are gonna make our cardstock. We're gonna cut it 4 1/4 by 9. So I'm just gonna go ahead and trim this. And you're also gonna score at 5 1/2. Okay. And I get that and score at 5 1/2. So this is what we got going on. Okay, so we'll go ahead and fold that over and we'll just get our bone folder. Now, what I want to do, so this is going to be the front and you're going to see we're going to tear that in a minute, but first I'm going to do some stamping because I didn't do my stamping first last time and I regretted it. So I'm going to do my stamping first. So I'm going to get my Summer Splash. I love the look of using the same color on ink on the same color cardstock. I think that just looks really nice. And let me just kind of haphazardly. I'll flip it over, flip it back around, just kind of get it on there. Just let the stamp tell you where it wants to go. I like stamping over the edge a little bit. That's why I've got my beautiful paper here. Okay. I might do one more upside down one here. Ooh, hang on. One more upside down one right here, just cause. Alrighty, so now wipe that. And we're gonna do the fun part, which is the ripping part. You're gonna wanna get your green paper, the Granny Apple Green. You're gonna want that to be cut. This is a scrap from when I made the other one. Lonnie recommended doing 3 by 4 1/4. So you want it to go right up to the edge. So oh wait, this is 3. Okay. So I'm just gonna do my 4 1/4 cut here. Okay. Now here's the fun bit, okay? You're gonna take your DSP and you put it right, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the fun part about ripping stuff. And you just kind of, again, wherever your heart leads you to go, just kind of rip them at the same time. That's kind of the beauty of this, is the imperfection of it. So now we have our 2 halves. Oh, and I almost forgot. See, that's how they're going to line up. And it's eventually going to be like this. But we need a piece to go on the back that's going to be like your strength of the card. So you already cut this paper in half. So we're just going to make that now 5, a little less than 5 1/2. You don't want it to be like right on it. So I just do one little notch less than 5 1/2 by, and you've got still your 4 1/4 width. So this, we're gonna glue this onto here, and that's gonna keep things kind of sturdy and orderly. And so that's how you're gonna have your card go together. And finally, I need to cut my other piece of DSP, my beautiful toadstool garden. So we're gonna do that at 4 1/4 by 4, and that just makes sure that, you know, it's covered all the way. So we're gonna do 4, and watch the way that you turn it. Make sure you got it facing the right way, that your waves are going in the right direction. So 4 1/4 this way. All right, and it's a little big. I mean, honestly, I probably could have gone smaller, but just to be safe. So this, you kind of have to eyeball it and just see what you like. I like to put this bit kind of in here and make sure that it's lined up, and you can get your wave where you want it, just kind of what looks good to you. Because see, if I have it like that, I do all this before I glue. So that's kind of, there's a lot of green coming up here. See? So I might scooch it a little. Might make it a little lower. so that that bit gets covered. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, so I think for this one, I'm going to make it just a little lower right there. So it's good to eyeball before you do it. Although, as I'm doing this recording, yeah, I think I am going to do it lower. I'm going to stick with what I said. Okay. So I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to glue it probably right about there. So let me grab my glue. And okay. We are just going to flip that around. Try not to get glue all over myself. You ever do that? All of a sudden you're like, why is my finger sticky? Okay, there we go. And I will go ahead and glue this together. So just kind of go around this edge here ish. Again, no need to try to be absolutely perfect. Just kind of get it on there. Okay, that looks pretty good. And this is gonna get glued. Yeah, I like that. So I'm gonna put that on the bottom. Oh. Oops. See, I got that glue a little close to the edge. That's making me nervous. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a little scrap and I'm gonna swipe it because I don't want to get that extra. Nothing worse than a sticky card front. So here we go. And all you perfectionists out there, just do your best to have some grace with this card. Stuff like I honestly never usually go right to the edge with my DSPs and things because I feel like it is nearly impossible to have it line up completely perfectly. If you're a perfectionist like me, sometimes, you know, you can get a little caught up in those lines being not quite straight. And that's something that I've been working on in myself, is just letting it go if it's not perfect, because most people have no idea and will not even notice. See, even like this DSP, all my perfectionists, can you see there's like a little bit of blue? Anyway, I'm gonna not let that bother me. I'm just gonna go with the flow here. Okay, so this is that top piece, and definitely be careful with your glue on this edge because you do not want to glue that shut. This card needs to be able to open, people. Okay, so now we're gonna take our little inside piece and just line it up with the other side as best as it'll go. And again, unlikely that it's going to be 100% perfect, but people, you can get it close enough, okay? And it's going to be beautiful, and whoever gets the card is just gonna love it. So don't get caught up. Please send the card. When you make the card, just send it. I'm telling you, like, no one is going to be sitting here judging you. I say this to myself, okay? Like, so I'm telling you, anyone who needs to hear it, send the card. Make it, send it, okay? My goal this year is to share the love, okay? So in order to do that, you got to send it when you make it. Okay, moving on. So now I'm going to go ahead. Oh, I forgot to mention, stylish shapes for the circles, okay? Ugh, I always forget to mention that, and now I'm like reaching across my video. Okay. Because I forgot. Workhorse. You're gonna use these for like 80% of your cards. Or something similar, because I use them all the time. Like, is it fun to buy just some circles and squares and things? No. Circles aren't as fun as, you know, surfboards, but let me tell you, you're gonna be glad you got them. All right, so we're gonna use the bigger circle. Did you see? Oh my gosh, I didn't even show. So this is the third one in from the outside, and then the fourth one in that I used for this card. All right, so we are gonna do, I'm gonna try, let's see if I can be coordinated enough to make sure that I get my, I'm gonna do my surfboard and my shell all in one go. So I'm gonna stamp my surfboard. Oh my gosh, you all, this is one take. I'm telling you, this is going to be a one take. All right, so I need my surfboard stamp. Here we go. Let's see if this works, everybody. Okay, get that guy on there. Alrighty. Again, tone on tone, same color ink on same color cardstock. I just think that is, I like that way more than doing it on white. And I'm not big with coloring. I'm like just starting to color, but it's really not my forte. So, okay, here we go. So let's get these on here. And this was just a scrap, you guys. Whatever you can fit on there. Okay, here we go. We're gonna run this through. So we get all of my fresh freesia pieces. Oop, and pardon the mess. This is a working table, you guys. I don't always get it completely tidy. Oh, and I forgot my surfboard. Oh my gosh, you guys, seriously? Seriously, did I do that? And you know what? I'm gonna do my tree trunk in fresh freesia because I did it in the summer splash on this other card, and I've kind of decided after looking at it a few times that I think I would like it better in the fresh freesia. So we're gonna do our little palm tree trunk in fresh freesia. Okay, so trying not to make this video too horribly long. Okay, and now let's do our tree pieces and our green surfboard. So I think I wiped that. Yes, I did. Get our green, granny apple green. And we will just stamp that guy right on there. Okay. And we're gonna get our surfboard and our other two pieces here. It's all coming together, everyone. I don't know if you've ever struggled with getting your pieces to line up correctly, and especially when I'm recording a video, there's a little more pressure. Okay, here we go. Alright, so we've got our other elements here. Boop! Haha. Little tip for getting your paper out of the die. I forget who showed me that. I think it was my friend Pearl. She says, I just throw it. Okay, so we've got all of our elements here. Oh, and I put away my inks, but I need to I need to get my white. Oh my gosh, everybody. All right, here is a scrap of white. Forgot to tell you, you need a scrap of white because you are going to cut your little circle for your sentiment. These are the things. It's like an afterthought to me. Oh yeah, I need something to put my sentiment on. Does anybody else do that? You're like halfway done. And you're like, wait a minute. I need a piece of white. I've got all my other supplies here except my white. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. And then we're just going to put it all together. But you can see, like, even really without anything else, isn't that so pretty? Isn't that so fun? I love those colors. Like, I thank you again to Lonnie for that color challenge because I think that just looks really neat. Sometimes I need help, a little inspiration for choosing my colors. So, and I love that for the coolest. My mother-in-law is super cool, you guys. I'm very lucky. Her name is Debbie, and she is amazing. Hoping to go down there and see her soon. All right. Okay, just line that up. It's a little close, but don't overthink it, everybody. Don't overthink it. Okay, now let's get this all put together. So, and I will be using some dimensionals. I used dimensionals for the sentiment last time. I might pop the tree up today. I might do that. I glued my surfboards together first and then I put them on there as like a single element. The tree is going to be the most challenging bit. So I use a glue dot. Let's see, where are my glue dots? Over here. That's what I used to get this part, or was it this part? Sometimes you need a glue dot because the glue, you know, it can get everywhere. So I'm gonna get my glue dots. I might glue my top parts together first though here. So like that part on the bottom and just a tiny little boop. I can't even see that. It's the tiniest little boop. Okay. And they line up nicely there. And now to get them onto the tree, I think I'm going to use a glue dot instead of more glue with really dainty elements. It's just, their glue dots are nice. There's so much less mess. Okay, so we'll just kind of stick that on there. That's fun. Yeah, I think I like the fresh freesia. What do you think? I think the fresh freesia works. Well, I kind of did that a different direction. Oh well, it still looks cool. And so what are we thinking? I think I will pop this up a little. The top of the tree. I have them, you know, on second thought, I think even the mini, I think I won't be able to get the trunk. You know what? We're not going to pop up the tree. I mean, I guess I could just do the top part of the tree. You guys, I can't believe I'm like debating this while I'm in the middle of recording a video. That's nuts. I'm going to get a mini one. How embarrassing, you guys. Okay. And I'm going to put another glue dot on this guy. That's the one thing with that tree. Okay, so this is going to go like this. These are going to stand up. So I'll do like that. Oh my gosh, you guys. What's going on with me today? There. All right, and then the surfboards, I think I will just glue them down. Could pop them up. Don't think I will. I think I'm gonna just glue them down like that. Okay. But I do want the dimensionals for my sentiment. Absolutely. There we go. All right. Do you guys also find those little backs everywhere? I find them all over in the most unexpected places. I find those little backs to the dimensionals. It cracks me up every time. Like, teeny little dot for this. I'm like, how did this even get here? It'll be like upstairs in my bathroom. And I'm like, what? I guess it like clings to my sock or something. I don't know. They get all over. Okay, here it is. Isn't that nice? And then I'm also gonna glue just like a piece of white in the middle. But you can kind of see this is what the front looks like. And you'll just want to cut, I can do it real quick. Piece of white, we'll do 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and that's kind of a pretty standard thing if you're just putting a nice little piece of white in there for you to write your adorable message to your mother-in-law who lives in Florida. You know, just glue that down and there you go. There you have it. Oh, she's gonna love it. You all have a wonderful day. Make sure you check out these stamps, Beach Day and the dies. So much fun. And hope to see you again soon. Have a good day.